Hey everybody, this is my second attempt at a video since someone called and I am filming on my phone. I look like a mess today, sorry. I'm having a rough one. My cat has a broken leg. I just found him this morning and it couldn't have come at a worse time because I haven't worked since before surgery. And I do have a job today, catering job, which is my first. And it's kind of difficult not being able to lift things, whatever. Just glad to be working, but of course the money is already spent. So let me get into my stats. I'm 5'3". My height weight, I'm going to go with 306. I've seen 316 before, but my doctor has me recorded as 306. That 316, I lost some of that weight at a previous attempt at weight loss, so I'm just going to go with 306. My surgery weight was 271. Last week I was 261, and today I am 258. That's 3 pounds for the week, 13 pounds since surgery, and 48 pounds since I started. And this is my week 3 update, if I hadn't mentioned that. I really don't feel like I've lost any weight this week. I know technically I have lost 3 pounds, but if you recall last week when I was 261, I said that I had gotten down to 259, but then I had gained some water weight from drinking some salty gumbo. And so I've been just hovering, kind of going up and down. And I'm finally, as of yesterday, I was 258, and today I'm 258. So just not really moving. Everybody talks about the 3-week stall. So whatever. But I really feel like that has to do with my plan. I'm only 13 pounds down since surgery. And like I said, my plan progresses so slowly that I think that my metabolism has slowed down and it's time to start having more calories. But I went to my doctor, like I said I was going to, on last Wednesday. Today's Monday. That was my first post-op visit, and he doesn't think I'm dehydrated, which last week I was afraid of because of my dizziness and other things. He thought that the dizziness had to do with my blood pressure medicine. I had mentioned that to the nutritionist, and she had mentioned it to me, so I cut my dose back because I used to take 3 pills a day. I was already off the water pill, and then I took one of the blood pressure medicines away. I mean, one pill, I took 2 of the same one. Anyway, I cut the dose in half. Did that for about a week, and then I just decided, because I had been monitoring my blood pressure, just to stop taking the other one. And when I went in, my blood pressure was fine, and he said he thinks that's why I was so dizzy. But I also think it's because I just need some calories, because I still have it, but it's not at all as bad as it was. And maybe that has to do with me incorporating some foods. Another funny thing my doctor said, and I think this is why my plan is so slow. He said that the government has been lying to us and that it's just a rumor and we do not have to eat to lose weight. Now, this is a very fit man who's never struggled with his weight, and I can tell you from my experience, anytime I've tried to diet where I wasn't eating frequently, healthy meals frequently, small, healthy, frequent meals, I wouldn't lose weight. And if I did, it came off really slowly. The only time I ever lost weight is when, like I said, I ate frequent, healthy, small meals. I don't know. I just think he's wrong about that. I don't have a medical degree, but I've done so much research on nutrition and dieting. Most of the time it leaves me more confused than when I started because there's so much contradictory stuff out there. But I know what has worked for me in the past, and it has never been to starve myself. And I know this is a restrictive surgery, and that is kind of what we're doing here. but I still think that it is past due time for me to be eating more than 2 shakes a day. So, I spoke to my nutritionist. She told me that I overthink everything, which is something my husband tells me about all the time. She told me I need to stop obsessively counting. I'm counting every tiny little sip of water I'm drinking, and just everything. I'm just like way too obsessed. And I ended up coming clean with her about stopping my Celebrate vitamins and starting the Flintstones, which of course she said those aren't strong enough, even though I did a side-by-side comparison and they're not that much different. So she wants me to buy some other stuff, but because of my cat's broken leg, I probably will not be doing that. I will, however, try to buy some of her calcium chews. I bought the Petites, the calcium citrate Petite press pills. She said I can't have press pills, at least not yet. And that's what I have been taking. So my calcium is probably low. So I need to get those as soon as possible. So, okay, I want to talk about poop again. I should make this like a weekly segment, pooping with Katie. The morning of my doctor's appointment was also the morning that I was to begin eating some blended and strained foods. So the first thing I grabbed, which was something that I had prepped, I've been prepping everything, like in the top shelf of my refrigerator is full of little 4-ounce cups of blended soup or applesauce or whatever. So I grab an applesauce and I start eating it. And I had been constipated for several days. And I'm not even halfway through and my stomach just starts going crazy. I went and used the bathroom and I'm breaking out in sweats. I felt like I was going to throw up. I ended up in there 3 separate times, and each time was awful. This was all before my doctor's appointment, which was at like 2:30 or something. And I don't know if it was just all of that, but I got so tired. It was like I had the flu. So if I wasn't on the toilet, I was in bed. I was just wiped out. Later, somebody told me that applesauce kind of makes you go. And I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of believed it because of what happened, but I haven't gone in several days now. Well, not several. It's been like 3 days. So I had like just a few bites of applesauce this morning to see if I could kind of jog it, and nothing yet. So that has happened twice. The only other time I've had a bowel movement this week was a few days ago. And I don't know if I don't think I brought it on by anything I was eating. It was just time to go. And I was in there, like I said, sweating, in pain, cramped up stomach, and mouth watering, gagging. I had to have the trash can in my lap because I just knew I was going to throw up. And I didn't. I ended up spitting a lot, but no actual vomit. So that was really weird. And then I felt the same as I did the other day. Like I had the flu. I was just wiped out. And I have not had anything like that since the first few days of surgery. So it's really weird. And I did notice that I missed a couple of doses of my omeprazole, which is, for indigestion. It's Prilosec. And I will never do that again. We overproduce acid, and I already have acid issues. So I I think that may have contributed to some of the sour stomach that I was feeling and stuff like that, and just not feeling well at all. So I'm going to make sure I do that. And also I think it contributes to the feeling of hunger. I've mentioned before that, I feel hungry all the time. I do believe that has to do with the acid and that giving me the feeling of hunger. But I don't think that's 100% of the problem. I'd say it's about 80. I do still sometimes feel hungry. Like, I know it's not the acid. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But I think it's probably 80% of the problem is the acid making me feel that way. So, my doctor, I asked him, I'm like, how many times a day should I be eating? I shouldn't even ask him. I should have just asked the nutritionist. He's like, never. You never have to eat. So, whatever. So, I asked the nutritionist, like, how often should I be eating right now? She's like, oh, right now you're supposed to just be trying things out. Just a bite here, bite there. I'm like, screw that. I am lethargic. I'm just, it's not like I'm sleepy, like I need to take a nap. It's just that I'm like weak and just like drained and, can't get my act together. And I think my metabolism has slowed down and I need to up my calories. So I have been eating 3 times a day. I usually have I try to have a yogurt in the morning. Sometimes the yogurt does not taste good to me. Tastes really sour because I've been getting like the really low sugar, no artificial sugar yogurts, and they're tart. And of course, I got like key lime and pineapple, which are already kind of tart. But I've been trying to do that for breakfast. And then for lunch, I'll have like a low-fat soup of either like split pea or white bean or beef stew. Or I have, I've been eating broccoli cheese. I don't know if I'm supposed to have that. She never specified like what kind of soups I'm supposed to have. Just low fat is all she ever said. So I make the broccoli cheese soup, which doesn't have a whole lot of protein in it, but it's full of broccoli. So I'll blend it up with a little bit of lean ham, and I think that gives me, some protein, and it tastes good. So I'll eat that. I really want to just get off protein shakes. I mean, I know I can't yet, but I would rather get my nutrition from the food I eat and not some shake made in a laboratory somewhere. I'm really over the shakes. Really over it. So, let's see. Here's an issue that some of you guys could maybe help me with. I don't know what it feels like to be full or satisfied. Like, I have this fear that I'm never going to feel satisfied again. And I always said I didn't have an eating disorder. I wasn't fat because I had an eating disorder. I'm fat because I hated to be hungry, and I love food. I mean, I live in New Orleans. I'm a chef. It's kind of what I'm all about. And, part of not wanting to be hungry is wanting to feel satisfied. And I'm not that, I'd say maybe when I was younger, I used to eat until I was like stuffed, but I stopped doing that years and years ago. I don't know why. I guess because I just hated the feeling of being so stuffed and bloated. So I would just eat until I was full, not stuffed, but then I would go back later, so it was definitely a bad habit, but I don't know. I would eat until I was satisfied. And now I don't ever feel satisfied. And I don't ever feel full. The only signal that I think might be my body saying it's full is that I have this little bit of pain. I mean, just a tiny, tiny bit of pain, like right here. But it's even when I start getting it, like I can eat a couple more bites. I mean, I'm only eating like baby food basically, but I've never felt like, oh my God, I got to get to the bathroom, I'm going to throw up, I've had too much to eat, or, you know, I've heard people say it felt like a weight on your chest. Nothing. And God, that's going to suck if if that's my new, like, full feeling. Not satisfied, but that I have a pain in my chest or a weight on my chest. I don't know. I have heard that gets a little different once all of your swelling goes down and your stomach, your sleeve heals and stuff. So we'll see. If anybody has any insight into that, I'd like to know. And I'm already at 15 minutes. Let's see. Trying to eat 3 times a day. Da-da-da. Okay. That is my week 3 update. I will be back on Monday. Hopefully, and I should say that I have to stick with this phase of the diet for 2 weeks. So next Monday I'll still be doing the same thing. Alrighty. See y'all then. Bye.